Okay, so everyone, let's focus here. What move, guys? Focus here, please. In this position, if you are white, what is your move? Is my question. Nobody has decided. Yes, Atar.
The A rook to D1.
Rook to D1. That's a good move, Myra. Okay, we.
Rook to D1.
Okay, so most of you saying rook to D1. Yeah, which is a good move. Yeah, but there is a more better move. There is a much better move here.
Sir,
Path.
rook to 7.
And Aripra, what's your
I
move?
don't think so.
Then why did you raise your hand? Rayansh Manna?
Sir, I didn't raise my hand.
Okay. Anyone else? Other what you got to say?
Sir,
Yes, Rayansh?
rook to E7. Sir, rook to E7.
Yeah. So rook d1 is good. You want to bring your rook into the game, but the already active rook, you can make it go to the best place possible. The seventh rank.
Happy.
Yeah. This is where the rook
If
needs
you're
to go.
happy and you know
Yeah,
clap
yeah.
yourself,
So,
you need the ball.
Rayansh, behave like you're in a class, not in a nursery school. Okay? So, rook to e7. Now your rook is so active. Why is the rook so good on the 7th rank?
Because it can pick up all the pawns.
Yeah, it can pick up all the pawns, and there's one more reason. Arifra.
So it's blocking the king's way to us.
Yeah, the king cannot come out of the 8th rank now.
Yes, sir.
So that's the main reason. The second reason is now the rook can start attacking the pawn, like collecting the pawns. If black will have to defend. Now imagine a situation like, let's say rook here, king here. What will you play here in this situation? Rayan Shukla. If this was a position, what would you have done?
Sir, rook to D8.
Okay, and Ryan?
Rook to D8, sir.
Okay, anyone else?
Sir?
Varnika?
Sir, rook to D8.
Varnika?
Rook to D8.
Myra is saying?
Rook to D8.
Okay, how many of you are saying rook to d8?
No,
Okay.
No, I'm saying
I am asking how many of you are saying rook to d8. Answer only for the questions you have the answer to. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are saying not rook d8. Yeah. So
Yeah,
this
not
is something we have to understand first. If you just have a rook, opponent has nothing. Okay, let's say he even has a rook, just to make things. One second. Just to make things even. Let's say he also has a rook over here. Let's say. Even in a situation like this, most of you will play rook to d8, and that's a mistake. Now is the time to listen. I want everyone to understand it. I'll ask when there's a question. So this is a mistake. This is the one of the worst moves in this position. What did we just learn? Where is the best place for a rook? The 7th rank. You have to go here, not here. By going to 8th rank, what are you really doing? Now listen. You're basically making his king come out, which is what black anyway wants to do. So you are helping your opponent by playing rook d8 check. So check is not the main thing there. Giving a check doesn't get you any advantage here. The check is just a check. It helps your opponent. So it's a disadvantage. It's bad for you. So now black is better because black's rook is more active. Your rook is doing the nothing, and his king is more active than your king. In an endgame, your king needs to come out. So even here, our king needs to get in, but his king is already more active than ours because we helped him. So that's the number one thing we have to understand. Don't put your rook on the 8th rank with a check, thinking it's a check, it's good for me. No, it's not good for you. It's just a check. So the correct move here would be rook to d7, going to the 7th rank. But before that, you will defend this pawn though. I mean, it's okay, you can start taking this, but you don't want to give up this pawn. But just for you to understand the rook's move, this is where the rook wants to go, the 7th rank. That's where all rooks should go. Now in the position we had first, there was a rook here, there was a rook here,
And there's a rook there.
yeah, and there was a rook here, right? So we played rook to e7. Correct? Now, what will black play here? Thiren, if you are black, what will you do is the question.
The C pointer.
Huh? You have to start telling squares properly, Thiren. You have already seen enough.
C6.
Huh, so you have to say c6. Just c6. You don't have to say c pawn to just c6. So you're playing pawn to c6, saving the pawn, right? That's a good choice. There is one more move black can play to save the pawn. Veer Vikram, what is that move?
Rook to C8.
Yeah, black can play rook c8 also, defending the pawn. Those are the only two ways to save it. You move the pawn and you defend the pawn. Let's say black plays one of the two moves. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one. Now what should be our next step? Let me ask Manan. No, we are looking at this position. You will understand if you listen. Manan, what will you play here for white? What's our next step for white? What to do? What do you want for white now? No answer? Arohi, what will you play if you're white in this position?
Rook to 6 E.
Rook to e6. Why? Are you trying to take any pawn? So you're just moving from the best place to the second best place. If you're already in the best place, why do you want to take it away from there? Avantika, what will you play for white?
So
I'm asking Avantika. Others, no need to raise hands now. I'm asking one person. No need to raise hands, Myra.
the rook
Where?
E1
Huh?
E1.
Which rook? This rook or this one? A rook. A rook to e1. Okay. That's better than playing rook e6 or, what was the other suggestion? Yeah, activating the rook. Myra is also saying that. Ryan, please first have your seat. First, you need to have calmness. When you play also, when you see a good move, the first thing we have to learn is to calm ourselves. Control. It's not a competition.
Calculate.
Yeah, first think about them, then play it. Yes. Let's ask Parth. What do you say?
Rook to
Huh.
B7.
Rook to d7.
I mean C7.
Rook to c7. Why do you want to play that move? Hello, Kashvi. Why rook c7?
So I can like
You can.
I
You don't know why you're playing it. You thought you were going to take it.
had a second choice, but I don't know.
No, second choice is also when you're making move, there should be a reason for that. No, I'm not asking second choice or third choice. The move you're playing, why you're playing it. Does it help your position? That's what you need to have an answer to. If it's wrong, it's fine, but you need to know why you're playing the move. There should be a reason.
Like attack.
But if you go here, you're not really attacking anything. So it keeps a position like that. It doesn't improve our position. So let's ask Atar. What do you say? What will you play here?
I'll get my A rook out to D1.
Okay. So there are two good squares for this rook. Either D1,
Or E1.
who is not focusing, Arohi and Avantika, focus here please. Rook to D1 and rook to E1. Out of these two squares, to decide which one is good, you have to think about what next. After you go to E1, what is next? Yes, Myra?
Sir, D1.
But you told E1, na? So D1 is the best choice. Because after coming to
You
D1,
also threatened
our
to
next,
seven.
there's no checkmate. Where is
No, sir,
checkmate?
you threatened that. 7.
Where is third and checkmate?
No, sir, you like let's say if they move the rooks to some other.
How will these two rooks disappear from the last rank? So don't have such dreams that are not possible on the chessboard. So the rook is not threatening anything. There is no checkmate.
Sir,
The rook is just
that
active.
also go in the 7.
Exactly. The purpose of playing this so that this rook can also come to d7. That is why rook d1 is better than e1. Now let's say black. What can black do? Let's say black plays king f8. Let's ask Thiran. What will you play here for white?
Rook to
Huh.
E5.
Rook to e5. Before making a move, see if it is yeah. Hmm.
Rook to
Huh.
E6.
Rook to e6, running away from the threat. Yeah. Ryan, what do you say?
Sir, I think we should move.
You can have a seat. You can have a seat.
D1 pawn to E1,
Rook-
E1, sir.
D1 rook.
Yeah, D1.
D1 rook to e1.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you're not listening, Ryan. You're in excitement to talk, but you're not listening what I'm saying. Because just 2 minutes back I told why we play rook d1. Why did we play rook d1? What did I tell was the purpose of playing rook d1? Avantika?
Rook D1 to
Yeah, we played rook d1 to get that also to 7th rank. So now just because rook is attacked, you don't need to move your rook away or put your rook behind that rook. You can do what you wanted. Rook d7. That's why we played rook d1, right? So why are we running away or defending the rook? We play rook d7 and we defend the rook. Now, once you have two rooks on the 7th rank, the position becomes too difficult for black. This is almost undefendable kind of position.
No,
Now,
it's not. There are 2 rooks.
huh?
There are 2 rooks there. It's
Yeah, there are two rooks. So you need to understand why. One second. If you want to understand the purpose of this or the relevance of this, you need to understand what is a threat. Then you will know whether it's possible to defend or not. What is a threat, Avantika?
Checkmate.
Where is checkmate?
Oh, no, there is no.
Then that means you don't even know the threat. Then you're saying it's not a problem. First, you have to understand what the rooks are doing. It's not like we'll do 2 rook checkmate by putting 1 rook down. That's not possible. So, what is a threat, Aripra?
So the threat is that the rooks are gonna
You can have a seat. Rooks are going to.
take all the pawns.
What is he right now? What's the threat? Or
Right?
threats? What are the 2 threats in this position that white's making right now?
The white is making right now is I think white can draw.
That's a threat. White's threatening to draw the game.
Threat.
So, Athar, what is white's threat right
So
now?
he's threatening to take the G and H pawns.
Right now, what's the threat?
Right now.
The next threat. Like right now, what is white threatening to play next move? He can't take both pawns in one move. So exactly what's the
take
threat?
a pawn.
Yeah, rook takes pawn is a threat.
Yeah.
Right? There's one more threat in the position. Parth.
Rook takes the other pawn.
Which other pawn?
The pawn on B7.
Yeah, this is also a threat. Right? This is not as big a threat as taking this because this will lead to an exchange of rooks.
Which
We have
also gives-
now is the time to listen. So both rooks are active right now. If you compare these rooks to these rooks, they are not similar. They are rooks, but they are not equal power right now. Yes, 5 points each, but these rooks are completely defending. This guy is not even doing anything here, right? So your rooks are on the best place possible on the chessboard, the 7th rank. To get one rook there is a good thing. To get both rooks to the 7th rank is a dream position. Now, yes, Avandika, what happened? You have an objection to that?
This is a dream.
Because why is it anything a dream position? Because that's what you want to get. Why? What is the purpose? Did you understand the threat? What is white's threat right now?
Taking the pawns.
Taking which pawns?
That.
B and G. So how will you defend if you're black? Rooks what?
Use this.
How? I'm asking what move will you play for black? What's your next move to defend? If you don't know how to defend, then you will probably know why this is a dream position. So if you have anything to say, then interrupt the class. Otherwise, you're unnecessarily disrupting the class by saying, hey, I'm explaining something, right? So then you have to at least. Oh, you said something similar when I'm explaining. So that just disrupts the class, nothing else.
Sir?
So if you have anything relevant to say, or if you have a question, then you can speak. Otherwise, let others listen. Okay. So right now, what I was saying was getting both rooks to the 7th rank is a dream position
Sir?
because the threats are good and there is no way for black to defend everything. Yes, Myra.
Sir, the rook can still defend the
Huh.
B pawn.
How will
but
black
not the
defend?
G.
Yeah, how will black defend?
Rook to A7.
Rook to A7, or there's one more way to defend the B pawn. Other?
B.
Yeah, if you want to save the B pawn and give up the G pawn, how will you save the B pawn? Other than Rook A7, what are the moves there, Aripra?
Sir, the pawn to B6.
Yeah, you can push the pawn also, right? You can play B5 or B6. So these are the 2 ways to save the B pawn, but we are not threatening this mainly, we are threatening this. So let's say black moves the pawn. Let's ask Manan, what will you play for white next?
Sir, rook takes the H7.
Yeah, there is a free pawn to take. And Varnika, what is white's threat right now?
Checkmate.
Who answered that? You need to not take others' answers. If somebody is asked a question, they will answer. That should not happen again. Yes, Varnika, you were saying
Checkmate.
what is the move that white is trying to play?
Rook to H8.
Yeah, this is a threat, right? Rook to H8 is a big threat. So Rayansh Manna, if you were black in this situation, what would you do?
Sir, I would play
Huh.
rook to G8. I mean, king to G8.
Yeah, king to G8, right? That's the only move to stop the checkmate. Yeah. So right now white has a very good position.
Sir,
What is the other move?
Sir, your
There's one
king
more
is,
move.
E.
Yeah. You can also play king E. But then we'll move again here. And then when he again comes here, we'll go back there. Now he can't stop the checkmate at all. He has no defense. Either moves a threat. Right? So he was here, we were here. Let's say he plays king G8. So we've got a great position. Now how do we win from here? You got a pawn also. You've got one pawn extra. Right? So position is good. If you want to draw the game, there is an easy way to draw this. How can we draw this game? Like let's say we just want to draw the game, we don't want to win. But there's so many pieces. If there's so many pieces, stalemate is not possible. Stalemate means there's no move. When somebody runs out of movement, they don't have any.
So we
They don't have any
ask
piece.
the other person for a draw.
Then why would they accept? Let's ask Aripra.
So by repetition,
Huh.
the rook on d7
Hmm.
goes to g7.
You want to play rook to g7, and you're saying it's a repetition.
No,
King will
not
move
that.
here.
Like
No,
what
one second, one
happens?
second. King moves here.
Then we
Again check. King moves here. Okay, you can have a seat. So let's go back. You were here, right?
No,
King was
no,
here.
not
No,
that.
one second, one second. You played rook d to g7. You said. Now let me ask somebody else. Kashi, can you tell me another way to? This was a position. Other than rook d to g7, is there any other move I can think of here? I can play here. You've got two beautiful rooks on the 7th rank. What is next? Aripra says rook d to g7. What would you do?
E7.
Rook to e7. What does it do? What's it? If it doesn't do anything, try to find strong moves. No? See if there's a good move. Rayan Shukla, what do you say?
I move the edge rook to G7.
Yeah. If you play this rook here, this is not a draw. Because the king runs out this way. You can't keep repeating. You can repeat till here. Then you can actually repeat it. Like king will go till here and then he'll have to go back there. So there is no problem here. But
That's a very
the easier draw is let the king stay on this side. Let him be disconnected this side and you can start giving checks. He can't get out of the checks, right? He comes here. Arohi, what do we do next for white? To make a draw? To keep repeating checks?
To F7.
The D rook or the G rook? Yeah, G to F7. He can't get out. Now, Avantika, do we move the F rook or the D rook to give the next check?
F.
Who's saying F? Avantika? Okay. Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Then who's at F? Rayansh, your name is Avantika, is it?
No, sir. I thought the F rook was on E5.
That's why you said F.
No, I thought it was on.
If it was an E5, you will say F. I mean, I was anyway asking Avantika, no? I don't understand what this guy is saying. He thought it was an E5.
So,
Yes.
you can move where?
Don't listen to him. You tell me your answer. Which rook do you want to give a check with? I mean, you have to give a check. Right? If you want to make a draw, you got to keep giving checks. Repeat the same position thrice. So you have to give a check with. Yeah. If you play this, he'll escape. So we keep doing this check, and he can't get out. Right? Wherever he goes, we follow him. So once the same position happens 3 times.
But why do we want to draw?
I'm not saying we want to draw. If you want to make a draw, you have to know how to do it. That's why we're discussing it. Not that you want to make a draw
You want
here.
to make a draw.
If you do want to make a draw, or if you want to make a draw, you do this. Let's say you're playing in the last round of a tournament. You are on 5 points. The next person below you is on 4 points. Which means if you just draw this game, you will win the tournament. You don't need to win it. So a draw is enough. So then you just happily draw the game with the checks and you win the tournament, right? So if you want to, like where was the rook here, right? No, here. In this position,
Yeah.
is there a way to continue playing for a win? Like let's say we want to win this game. Let's say you're on 4 points. Others are also on 4 points, like second, third, fourth. So you need to win this to become the champion of the tournament. So how do you continue to play this position? Let's find out ways to play here. Yes, Rayansh?
So king to H2.
King to H2. That's nice. Nice. He's activating his king, which is a good thing in an endgame. Yeah, it will be a slow thing, slow process, but it's a good thing to think about the king. Anyone else? Aripra?
Sir, rook h6.
Rook H6. Why? To take the pawn.
Yes, sir, and also to wait because if the king moves, then you can check.
No, they won't move the king, they'll move the pawns. So their opponent is not going to help you give checkmate. So when you play this, don't expect him to help you. That's not going to happen. So why are we playing this move? Other than hoping for a checkmate, any other reason?
Sir, to get the
To attack the pawn, right? You're attacking the pawn. So if Aripra wants to take this pawn, isn't there a better way to take this pawn? Varnika, are you listening? No, not listening. You are just rotating your head. You are not listening. Let's ask Manan, who is really listening. How do we get this pawn without... See, if there are 2 ways to take something. Let's say you want to take a chocolate and there is Rayan sitting there. Maybe it's not Rayan's chocolate, but there's a chocolate there. You will go to Rayansh, ask him politely, Rayansh, can I have this chocolate? See, even before we ask, he's saying no. So what is the other way?
We'll
You
growl
go,
at this
you
one.
go there and you push him a little bit and you take the chocolate and run. So this is like politely asking Rayansh for the chocolate. Can you please give me this? Rayansh may say no, he will move, but then you will get the F pawn. But if you really want the chocolate, you can take it by force. Myra.
Rook to G7.
Yeah, you can play rook g7 and then we are not repeating. We are starting to take chocolates. We take stuff. Now this is also hanging. We can always go back and take this also. So just because you had 2 rooks on the 7th rank, the 7th rank was filled with pawns. Now this is going to be gone, this is going to be gone. That means black will have very less pawns. We are up by 3, at least 3 pawns.
And then when that's gone, these two are gone.
So and then you can start pushing this guy. You don't even need to take everything. You can start pushing right away because his rooks are so passive,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so that is one way to play. Let's see if there's any other way to play this. One is rook g7 and then take the pawn. The other is Rayansh's king h2 and bring the king in. Any other thing we can think about here? Varnika?
Sir, the D pawn.
You don't have a d
D
pawn.
rook.
D rook, okay.
To D7.
D g7, okay. King moves and then you take.
Yeah.
But basically you're taking the pawn, right? Either the d rook or h rook, you're taking the pawn. Anything else we can do here?
So
There is one more move we can consider. Rayan Shukla?
the H rook to
Huh.
H6.
That we already discussed just now, Rayan. Why are you listening? If you want to take the pawn, why do you have to go and ask to the pawn? Please give it to me. You can play rook g7 and take it directly. If you want to take the pawn, you don't need to attack and then take. You can give a check and then take it for free without even wasting a move. Rayansh?
Sir, another way to take the pawns is rook to D6.
Yeah, that would be a way to lose the game. Yeah. Yeah. If you have such a nice position and then you forget and start playing casually, there goes your rook. Now instead of 2 beautiful rooks, we are losing the game. So that's the last thing we want to do. Don't forget.
RIP.
It's still you still have to be careful. We'll become.
So first we will play
Huh.
rook to G7.
Which rook? H rook?
No, the D rook.
Huh. And then after
we
king
will
moves?
take the pawn. Instead we will take the king forward.
So basically, you're mixing both ideas, bringing the king and taking the pawn when you want to. So why are we playing rook g7 if you just want to bring the king? You can directly bring the king in. No? So there is the last thing. Yes, Aripra?
Sir, can you push the pawn on H3?
You can, but you don't have any reason to push it because you can't push it any further without taking this.
Yeah,
So you have
then
to
we
first.
make it the next move.
But that's again the same thing. You're taking it and then promoting the h pawn. That's same. Other.
So get the king out.
That already Rayansh told. The third way to win this is to directly take the b pawn, guys. You take the b pawn. That's another way to play it. Because you're getting a pawn, you're up by 2 pawns. You already took the h pawn, and now you took the b pawn. He will have
Exchange
the.
of rooks.
Yeah. So after the exchange, you still have an advantage. 2 pawns, and your rook is still active. Now you can bring your king or start pushing your pawns or start collecting this. But what?
Sir, but the rook was more active.
Yeah, but you want to get it to a win now. This is getting you closer to win because opponent has only 1 rook. That is easier for you to win than when he has 2 rooks. Okay.
But we also have one rook.
We have an active rook. He has only 1 inactive rook.
Excuse me.
Yes. Is it easy to win a position with all pieces on the board? Or is it easy to win a position with 1 piece on the board? Let's say you're up by 5 pawns, 3 pawns.
Sir, it's always better if you are winning, you always have to exchange.
Yeah, so that there are less pieces for your opponent. Then it's easier to win. So it's a logical thing to exchange of the rooks and be 2 pawns up. So these are the ways you can win after you get 2 rooks to the 7th rank or 1 rook to the 7th rank. So whenever you have a rook on an open file or a rook not on an open file, let's say rook is here. Let's say rook is here. First step is bring it to the open file. Bring the rook to the open file. Second step is bring it down here. And then third step is get his friend also. You bring the other rook to d7 and everything is perfect. If black is careful, let's say the position was this, right? There was a pawn here as well, doesn't matter. If black is careful, let's say this is the position. Ah. Okay, let's say. Okay. I share your concern. I don't know what's going on. So those who are older will find it, why are people laughing? I don't know. But I guess it's funny for when something falls. Okay, so if white is about to play rook d1. If black is aware of that, what should black do here? Let's ask Ryan.
Yes, sir. We should move for black. Right?
Yes, for black.
We should move our c8 rook to d8.
Yeah, rook to d8. That's very important.
Yes.
Because then black is still doing kind of okay. Because there's only one rook active. The other rook can't come to d1. And black wants to bring the rook to Myra?
D2.
Yeah, black would want to bring the rook to d2 as well. So this is now a close game. White's upper pawn in this case, but if there was a pawn here, it will be equal. Right? So this is okay. So the whole reason why black couldn't do this is black allowed this rook to come in and then rook to d7. Now before we start the games, I'll ask you one question about two rook situation. Two rooks on the 7th rank. Why, Avantika? You don't want to... You will also have positions with your rooks. You need to be able to use... Okay. So this is for everyone except Avantika, alright? Avantika doesn't like questions. Okay. Okay.
Her honest reply is
No, I don't like it at all. Say it to you. Because that looks so weird.
One second. Patience.
You're talking too much.
Okay.
It was there.
So I'm setting the position. Wait, no. It was there. You can't have a position like this. You can have positions where opponent also has got pawns. You have 3 pawns, he has 3 pawns. Okay.
very good.
Let's have a good look at this position. It is white to play. If you have this situation, what will we do is my question. So you can take no need to raise and first think without thinking how are you deciding. That is exactly why we lose games without thinking if you make moves. Even if you're sure, you still need to pause and think.
So move for white.
A move for white. What will you play if you're white is the question. 1 second, Aripra. Patience. I'll ask once everyone has enough time to think. Okay, how many of you have decided? Let's start with Manan.
Rook to g7.
Which rook? D rook or the H?
D rook.
D rook to g7, okay. And after king moves, what next?
So that same rook following.
So
G
make a
rook
draw.
following.
Make a draw, you're saying. You want to keep?
Yes, sir.
You want to make a draw. Okay. Anyone else?
Please,
Okay.
sir.
Let's ask Rayansh and then Aripra and then. Yes, Rayansh. You were too excited. You patience. Yes.
I would play pawn to f6.
Pawn to f6. Interesting. And Aripra?
Sir, I think I'll take the pawn in b7.
B7 pawn you will take. Okay. Ryan?
So there's actually a checkmate in 2 moves.
Okay. Which is rook g7 and rook h8. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, sure?
Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
Yes,
Absolutely sure.
You
Ryan is thinking I did a checkmate, so everyone is clapping for me. No, Ryan. You blundered your rook. Yeah, rook g7. King will move, na? You're saying checkmate. Opponent says no checkmate.
So you
Time
just
for the rook.
I will just
I'll take the rook. So rook g7, king moves.
bubble up the cake.
King takes the rook. So we need somebody to guard that. Na? Otherwise you can't do this.
You will have
One second. Silence everybody. 1 second. Silence please. Let me ask Atar. What do you say? What will you play here for white?
Sir, I have 2 moves.
2 moves. What? You can play 1 move. Just tell me what you'll
Sir,
play.
I'll move the pawn. I'll move the. Oh wait. It's...
All this time you have to think you were raising hand like 1 minute
Sir,
back.
I would move the rook, the hedge rook, to e7.
And what is that doing? May I ask?
It gives us the chance to stop the a pawn.
Stop the a pawn. How does that stop the a pawn? I push it.
No sir, push it. Cause see if you move the
You went rook e7. I played push. Then what?
then you would move the e rook to
All
the
the way.
first
I
one.
promote.
Ye promotion.
You lost a rook. You're down a rook. That's losing for you. There's no chance after that. So if you want to stop the pawn, you can bring this rook. 1 sec. If you want to, who's talking? Aripra, silence, please. I heard your noise, not.
If you do
Avantika.
that too.
1 second, Ryan. If you want to stop this pawn, Atar, why are you bringing this guy? You can directly play, but then he will take this. That's your problem, na? So is there any way to stop this pawn? There is no way.
Sir,
If you want to not lose the game, you always have to draw, right? If you can't find a way to stop this pawn, if you think the position is bad, you can always stop and draw this. Like by repeating, we learned that just now. So don't go for a losing position in a winning position. 1 second. Let's ask Parth.
Pawn to f6.
Okay, and Myra?
Pawn to f6.
Okay, so many people are saying pawn to f6. Those are saying pawn f6. Why? Why is
So,
this?
so we can
Ah.
push the rook to g7.
Okay. That's what they're saying, right?
Sir,
Hmm.
then there is a checkmate threat. Yeah.
Which is, what's the threat?
Which is
What are you
after
trying?
pawn to f6,
Huh.
then
So
pawn
then-
to f7.
Pawn to f7, I take your rook. I mean, still winning. Yes, Rayansh?
Sir, first we play pawn to
Okay.
f6.
And then what's the plan?
The king will move
I
somewhere.
mean, what's your plan? What will you do? You will play
After
pawn. Why would
pawn
you?
to x.
No, one second. Why would he move the king? He will not move anywhere. He will push the pawn.
After I
Huh.
played a pawn to f6,
He pushes the pawn.
then I'll play the d rook to g7,
I move the king.
and then we play
Hmm.
the h to h8.
Yeah. That is why f6 is good. So you can start with the check. Right. It's better to start with the check. It's forcing, right? He has to move. So in this case, you don't even need to take pawns and then win in the endgame later. You can give checkmate here because it's not just two rooks alone. They have a supporter also, the f pawn, which means now you play f6. Black has no way to stop this checkmate. There's no defense. Black can try pushing, but it's just going to be checkmate. So after rook check, king moves, pawn push, there's no defense. So when you have two rooks, you just need one guy to support the rooks. Maybe a knight or a bishop to support one rook, so the other one goes down to give checkmate. Alright, so now we will start our games.